You're live, Freedom Friday. What's your name and where you calling from?
Yo, Tim, Long Island Dave again. How you doing?
I'm good, man. How you doing?
Hey, I gotta say, if you guys are as upset as I am about the violence that's been going on for the past few days, you when you're not listening to Tim Black or going on after hours, check out the anti-war conference in Richmond. Jamal is covering it. The Same Progressive is covering it. You got all sorts of activists like Dave Swanson. You got Ajamu Baraka there. I just want to very quickly quote something that Ajamu Baraka said recently. If you supported any of the U.S. wars of the last decade but are outraged by the Scalise shooting, you're a moral and political hypocrite. You got a lot of hypocrites out there. I got to self-correct for a second. I mentioned Rand Paul yesterday. It wasn't Rand Paul. He's actually speaking against the war in Yemen. It was a New York State Representative Collins talking about he wants to carry guns to protect himself, and he wants 10 bullets in his clip instead of 7.
Wow.
You know what? If you need 7 bullets to protect yourself, you shouldn't be carrying a friggin' gun in the first place. All right? You got him. You got Paul Ryan thanking the police officers for protecting him. And that's perfectly fine. And I'm glad that everybody was safe in the Scalise shooting other than the assailant. But where were the cops in Minnesota protecting Castillo? You had 2 young girls at school children in Chicago just got shot. And yesterday, around the same time of the Scalise shooting, you had workers going into a UPS facility getting shot and killed by a coworker. Okay, this ain't no joke no more. All right, we have to take it seriously, and we can't depend on the politicians anymore. We got to turn to the people that we know, like Ajamu Baraka and you and other people, and we got to listen to these guys. Finally, so we can get some change. One more shameless plug, guys. Check me out on YouTube. Check me out on Twitter. Independent Outsider. Peace.
My brother. Give it up for the Independent Outsider. My man. Well, Independent Outsider, I'm glad you called up about the anti-war conference that's happening in Richmond, because I will be there tomorrow. I will also be covering it. It's only a few hours away, and I'm going to drive up. Hopefully I'll meet Jamal out there. I talked to Jamal. I actually forgot Jamal lives in Richmond. And I hope that's not wrong to disclose. But I hope to meet up with Jamal out there at the conference. I want to add this, though. Okay? Ajamu Baraka, that's my guy, man. I've had an opportunity to meet him, to interview him twice. And, I supported the Green Party. And I hold Ajamu in very high esteem. I want to say this just to add on, and I think he would agree. When I cover stories like Terrence Crutcher, Tamir Rice, just notably today, I did a video about Philando Castile, who you just mentioned. I noticed I don't get a lot of there are some people who talk a lot about Yemen, for instance, who don't talk about Philando Castile. They won't talk about domestic terror. They won't talk about what's happening to citizens in the United States who are gunned down by cops. But they will go on and on and on about international affairs. So it works both ways. Yes, you are a hypocrite if you're focused on Scalise, but you don't care about the kids in Yemen. But you're also a hypocrite when you talk about what politicians don't do regarding Yemen, but you don't talk about local issues. You don't talk about issues within our own borders. And you call yourself progressive. I have a problem with that. I've checked timelines on some of these progressives, and whenever there's a death of a poor person in the United States at the hands of cops, they are silent. That's not their lane. They have one lane. And I begin to wonder, is it because that lane is more lucrative? Or is it because of what? So I'll discuss Yemen. I'll discuss Syria. I'll discuss WikiLeaks. I'll discuss also Flint, and I also discussed Philando Castile. I also went to the place where Tamir Rice was murdered. But that's not on their radar. So there is a lot of criticism for a lot of people. And it's not just people in the gooey middle. There is some criticism for the people on the left. So there you go with that.